I've got the spores, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.
The Grande Partenze has departed. The first Grand Tour of the season has had its opening weekend, and as predicted, Tadej Pogacar has claimed the Maglia Rosa. We've had a solid 2 opening stages, and I'm here to discuss them together with our Domestique Ethan. How are you doing, mate?
Hello, Bram. Are you good?
I'm well. It's a bit early to record. We don't really record very often in the morning, but well, it's been a fun 2 days, so we got to talk about it. Did you listen to the preview?
I did. I listened to all 1 hour 44, I think it was, around that minute. It was good. There's a lot of spicy takes in there, specifically your pick of Plapp, which has gone a bit. But other than that, a lot of the takes I agreed with, but Yves was maybe looks like a bit of a genius now as well, doesn't he? I think.
So what was his podium? Martinez and Bardet?
Yeah, Bardet, but his Martinez pick. Martinez actually looks good, but can he keep it up?
Yeah, I mean, let's look at our wider picks for a little bit. I think Plapp, definitely on stage 1, not looking very good. Lost quite a bit of time there. Stage 2 was better. But yeah, it's the same thing happened to Bardet. It seems that all of us have had one podium contender kind of knocked out. But I am very happy with what I said, for example, about like a Lipowitz.
Lipowitz is super impressive.
Okay. They're not going to play him as a co-leader as I wanted. Also in stage 1, he lost quite a bit of time. But what he did on stage 2 was very impressive.
Just to pull that gap back to Pogacar as well. He was kind of like pulling and like maintaining the gap for the entire group. No one was really helping. He's got like a massive engine on him. Yeah,
but there was also quite a lot of doubts on the UAE team. What are your thoughts on their team so far?
I mean, there's really not much to say about it. I think people are going to react like the INEOS thing about the team. But Pogacar got podium and a win. So, but Pogacar would have won if Narvaez wasn't so strong as well. That's what I think as well. Narvaez was had like a one-off day, which was exceptional. Like
definitely
condition proof.
Absolutely. I think Dieter posted the watts from Narvaez on our Twitter, and they're absolutely insane. I'm reading them out now. 8.4 watts per kilo for 3 minutes and 32, with the first 2 minutes and 30 at 8.8 watts per kilo, and then the last 26 seconds, so the attack at 10.3. That's insane. And then to be able to sprint at 1100 watts for 15 seconds. The guy's 67 kilos. That's insane power.
And you know what this takes us back to as well? It takes us back to Mount Lofty. There was the sprint where they had Narvaez, Stephen Williams, and Del Toros. And who would have thought how that would have played out in this year now, I think, as well. It's crazy.
Yeah, Narvaez definitely surprised me. I did not expect him to be able to follow Pogacar on that climb.
I was on the climbs before. I think it was like the first lap of the circuit. I seen the Ecuador champ jersey. I was like, let me do an in-play bet on him. And then all of a sudden I was like, he's following and following and following. And then at the end, I just couldn't watch. I had to look away.
Those two, so Pogacar and Narvaez, were also joined by Schachmann. That was also quite a surprise.
He was super strong there as well. And maybe could he have done a surprise attack at the end? I don't know, but like a surprise sprint.
I mean, the finish was only 3 minutes after the climb. I think he was also a little bit cooked. He had to get back on the descent. Yeah. So then being able to do an all-out attack, I think he kind of was just happy to be there and try and play for a sprint. and he got second. So
Yeah,
all
he
praise to him.
he tried like he tried like a bait move on Pogacar, I think, as well to get Pogacar going. I think I seen
Which
that in the
worked.
interview. Yeah, in that interview after.
All right. So then we have stage 2. Obviously, a very different result, a very different climb near the end to Europa. Long climb. But let's maybe talk a little bit about the tactics from the INEOS Grenadiers. There's been a lot of debate online about them. What are your thoughts?
60-40 in terms of it's not really that much of an issue. Like people making it out. You see in Geraint Thomas's interview last night where he said it was purely on the basis of keeping out of trouble. I don't know what your thoughts on that as well is. Yeah, don't think you agree with the tactics. So I think.
I don't think there were any tactics that were gonna have them win the stage or protect the jersey. So, like, should they have been at the front pulling the brake back? If it was apparently not their goal to bring the brake back, it was just there to stay safe. Well, yeah, but not being the race favorite, I would still let UAE do the work and sit behind them. But I can also understand that everyone wants to sit behind UAE because that is then the safest space to be. I think the criticism is a little bit harsh, but also,
Definitely.
you know, the INEOS Grenadiers have promised to race this race aggressively. If that means pulling the brake back from the peloton, that's not very aggressive. And then from the moment that you're on the final climb, you completely disappear. That's also not very aggressive, is it?
I get what they mean there at the end, but like, yeah, people will say honoring the pink jersey and stuff like that. I don't know.
That doesn't matter. Like,
It doesn't make matter. It's not like 1950s anymore, 70s, you know. So
I get it from a point of view, but that's really the honoring the pink jersey. If it's like, okay, you're wearing the jersey with like if you've won from the break and now your team has to like pull on a sprint stage, sure.
Yeah.
But like on the way to Europa, no, like let the day's favorite let his team work, because honestly, you're just wasting your energy. But well, they can do whatever they want.
But like people need to stop their obsession, I think, with INEOS. A lot of people have a big obsession with INEOS, and is borderline bullying it.
I mean, it's a team with a huge budget that can lead to huge criticism as well. I think that's just how things are. In Dutch, we have a saying, hoge bomen vangen veel wind. Highest trees catch a lot of wind. I think that's just how it is. So yeah, and honestly, sometimes they do questionable shit. Sorry for my swearing. So we have the attack from Pogacar. We have O'Connor. Seems like he's following a little bit, but then he gets burned, right?
Completely burned, and at least he's very honest about it now, and he's learned a big understanding of where his level is as well. But Pogacar, you don't follow his wheel. Come on. It's like a rookie mistake nearly.
Yeah, I think I said it in the preview, where the one thing that you can make as a mistake is trying to follow Pogacar, because you will get burned. The race for the rest of the podium spots is it's going to be a really nice race from what we've seen on stage 2. A lot of guys sort of within the same power level. I think the TT is going to decide a lot in that battle. But we've seen a really good Geraint Thomas so far, I think.
Yeah, as well. Geraint Thomas has been poof. And his team as well around him, I think, is very good, which is a benefit to him. The battle for third, though, I couldn't tell you. Yes, that is.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if she is locked in for second.
I personally think he's locked in for second.
It's very early to say that after one stage.
I genuinely believe it. It's like his level, Pogacar's level, and then below.
Yeah,
So,
but he has kind of done it again, where just he shows up at a Grand Tour in form, while every preparation race he's nowhere. Yeah, he's that talent of his or of his trainers to be able to achieve that time and time again. I'm surprised every time. Always think, okay, he's over, he's washed, and now he's just there again.
INEOS trainers, and then you get Aronsman's trainer, as what we've seen over the weekend. With I think his dad deleted his account.
Oh, he deleted his account and didn't see that. I thought he just deleted a tweet. But yeah, that he definitely had some criticism for the INEOS coaches. I don't know if it's valid. Aronsman is always a little bit weaker in the first week of a Grand Tour, and to be honest, stage 1 we saw a lot of guys lose quite a bit of time, who we expect to see in the top 10. I don't think that is lost yet. I think Aronsman can still do something in second and third week, but playing it out for victory or podium is going to be difficult
task. And stage 2 as well. I want to talk about Kian Oosterbrooks as well. He was a warrior. Yeah. He's one of my favorite riders as well, I think.
Honestly, he was pulling and kind of attacking as well. He's riding with confidence, and I really love seeing that. Of course, his TT is still going to be the main question that is on people's minds. But honestly, it's looking good for him, and maybe he gets that third podium spot. I think his sprint for bonification seconds might be an issue.
Yeah.
Because right now that group looks quite close behind. I think the group that finished on 27 seconds on stage 2, they're all super close to each other in terms of level, and then you need to get bonification seconds, and I don't think Kian will be able to get that.
Yeah, that's probably a big issue, isn't it? Because there's riders in that group who are very good at picking them up.
Actually, we saw Geraint Thomas do it shortly after Tadej Pogacar's flat tire and crash. It wasn't a big crash, but it was, I think, 1 kilometer before the intermediate sprint. INEOS was at the front, and basically G comes through, takes the 2 seconds, and I think Ghana takes a second.
How many did they pick up in INEOS? Was it 6 or 8 seconds up for Thomas on that stage? I think it was 6 or 8 on stage 2 there. Was it 6 or 8? As in the whole total. I think it was 6. I think I seen an X tweet about it.
Could be.
So if you pick up 8 seconds, it's a positive, really. And then when you get
he picked up 6.
Yeah, that's good. Positive.
Yeah, for sure. He also picked up some at the line, of course, being third.
Yeah.
But we have Martinez there in second. I think, honestly, I was a little bit... I picked Martinez for second place for this stage, and I was very nervous because he was at the back for so long, almost looking like he was going to get dropped. But then Lipowitz starts pulling, and you think, why is he pulling if his leader looks like he's suffering so much? And then suddenly he's just coming to the front, attacks even, and wins the sprint. This guy,
he packs it. His sprint for a climber is very, very good, I think, as well. It's also good as well to act like you're struggling, isn't it, as well? And then all of a sudden go, poof, you're in good shape.
Exactly.
My pick, Van Zvenen, was nowhere. So
Van Zevenant, or?
Yeah, Van Zevenant. When did he finish? 15th?
15th. Yeah.
Oh,
together with Bourdais.
At first I think Jan hurt. I thought it was Van Zevenen. Yeah,
No, he didn't go zigzag
and
enough.
I was waiting for the snake going woof woof woof.
All right. I think some interesting names in that group to also call out are Storer, which I did not expect Michael Storer to be in that GC group anymore. But Hannes had full faith and picked him for second place.
Yeah.
And then you also have Fortunato, who finished fourth. Also,
Which is crazy.
yeah, I did not expect him to be there anymore.
I did not expect that.
And then you also have Rubio in eighth, which is so he's going for GC then.
Yeah, you'd expect that Rubio to lose a bit of time and then just go for breakaways, but I see in Quintana's thing where he's all in to support Rubio as well. I seen that this morning.
Oh, okay, that's surprising. Quintana saying that he's going to support someone. We'll actually see how that plays out, because I'm not very bullish on that. Anything we've learned from the sprinters so far? Of course, we have our first sprinting opportunity today, but we've seen some action at the intermediates. Did you learn anything from that?
Caden Groves looks on it. Definitely, we've seen Alpecin as a team pick up most of those seconds in the peloton and points. You've seen Caleb Ewan as well was on one of the sprints yesterday, an uphill one as well. He looked back to his usual self. But Corey today could be a big issue because of his crash.
Yeah, of course, it's never fun to go down and like that does something to a body. I do hope that it's not too severe and it's just a little bit of skin, but yeah, he's not gonna have had a good night's sleep. Groves has kind of surprised me. Also, pick him for today to win. In the preview, I was very rude about the Alps indicating team, especially with them sending quite a sprinter-heavy team with Groves as their leader, and Groves has not really proved anything so far this season. But in my opinion, he's already turned up.
I've not seen. Listened on the commentary. Rob Hatch, I think, said Caden Groves had patella something knee syndrome that he's been struggling with this season. So yeah, I think that's been the main issue. Is it patella? Is something patella with the knee that he's been struggling with, and he looks to have got to the bottom of it.
Well, it's awesome. That just makes it for an even more exciting battle in the sprinting stages, because honestly, I'm really looking forward to them. With this field, it's absolutely stacked. But Caleb Ewan, are you actually like going for that?
I'm going for Caleb Ewan. Yeah, generally, people are not seeing the picture from yesterday, I think, as well. He actually looks in form. I know it's like a intermediate sprint, yeah, but Caleb Ewan was not like that before, like last year and stuff when he was in his bad shape. So he's in good shape. And also I wanted to say as well, he has Mezgec as leader, or Mezgec. Last time I butchered his name. I always struggle with Mezgec's name. And he has a very good sprint train. Caleb Ewan, very good. And so does Binyam Gamay. I want to point out Gamay as well. Gamay's is one fast train.
It is. But if you consider like Van Nerberg with Merlier, a Laporte with Coy, those are.
Laporte has been. And you'd expect in stage one, yeah, Laporte to at least be up, and he got dropped very early. So is Laporte in his nice shape?
I don't think he's in his best shape. I think he's gonna grow a little bit into this Giro.
It was like an emergency call-up as well, basically, kind of thing, last minute.
Yeah, he's replacing Wout van Aert. So yeah. Anything else you'd like to bring to this podcast?
I also like to say Bauhaus may be a contender today. I think there's going to be chaos in this sprint that everyone needs to watch out for. Do you think as well?
Definitely. But this podcast goes out in right before the stage starts, or at the start of the stage. So I think let's just watch the stage and find out. How about that?
Yeah, how about that? And let's see if I can regain my domestic picks a nice place.
Your deficit, right?
Yeah, I'm last.
Leading.
Lucky win.
Not lucky at all. But that's a wrap for today's Domestique Cycling Podcast. We wish you all a very fun Giro, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
I've got the spots, the sickness. There's the twins in my brain.